Hello, Alex from TrainerDay here. Today we're going to go into a deep dive on our mobile training app and our web app. So here we are, we're looking at the app here. We've got the sign up page and you go ahead and sign up. You can see I've got the free version. It says, upgrade if you want it. I'll go ahead and show you the features of the free version, and then later in the tutorial I'll show you the extra features that you get from upgrading. Once we're in here, we've got all these workouts, but let's go ahead and just configure things first. So we could go to settings, and then we could set our FTP first of all. So if you don't know your FTP, and you're riding a lot, and let's say you're a bike messenger, or you really ride a lot and you've been riding consistently, you would probably go ahead and set that to around 200. We don't know what it is, but let's just say set it to 200 or so. If you're new to riding or you haven't been riding in a long time, you could probably keep it to 100 or go ahead and enter the FTP that you have. This is basically the heart rate that you would have if you were riding at a kind of a consistent pace for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that. Then we'll go ahead, then the next phase, so let's just say we enter our FTP of 220. Then we add a device. So then we click on add devices, and you can see I've got a heart rate here, a heart rate device, my watch. You connect all of your different devices. So if you have a separate power meter and a smart trainer, let's say, it will automatically, our app will automatically take the power from the power meter instead of the smart trainer. So let's just say it's smart that way. Okay, and so we've connected our device. Now we go to workouts. If you don't know your FTP, or you just haven't tested yourself in a long time, you may want to go ahead and do a ramp test to start off with. This first ramp test will determine your FTP for you. It will guide you through it. It'll give some pop-ups and so forth. So I'll just hit ride now. And if you have a power meter or a smart trainer and you just start pedaling, it's going to automatically start. And if you stop pedaling, it's going to automatically stop. I don't, right now when I'm giving this video, I don't have a trainer right here in front of me. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit the play button. And these ERG, slope, and resistance modes, they're not set. ERG is the mode that most people use with a smart trainer, and it will be enabled. If you don't have a smart trainer, these modes won't be enabled. So you'll only get resistance or slope mode if you have, some trainers only support, let's say, slope and resistance mode. So ERG is the one where it automatically controls your intensity. You just pedal and it will automatically set your power correctly. If you only have a power meter or let's say what they call a dumb trainer, meaning like a fluid trainer or something that doesn't automatically control the resistance, then you have to change your gears and pedal faster, increase your cadence in order to increase the intensity. And so if you're doing a ramp test, it will, you'll automatically go up in ERG mode, or in non-ERG mode, you just have to manually increase your intensity. When you complete your ramp test, you'll fail at some point in time. Usually that's somewhere around the 150% mark. So somewhere, whatever your line is right here, you'll fail somewhere around that. But if the test is, if you were just guessing at your FTP, you might go higher, you might go lower. We don't know. So when you complete it and you stop pedaling, then it will automatically calculate your FTP. And then you can keep pedaling and cool down if you want. And you can accept that FTP change or not. So that's the ramp test. If we go to, we'll go back to other workouts. Whoops, let's go ahead and discard that. So we can say discard, no, discard. So let's just say we choose another workout. Now we're ready to train. We go ahead and hit ride now. If I remove my devices, you can see a test mode. I'll remove that device and I'll just hit play and it'll go into test mode and I can see how things work. And so you can see here that it shows the total workout time here and the remaining, the remaining time. It shows the remaining time in the interval, my target wattage, my actual wattage. Again, this is test mode, my heart rate, and my RPM, or my cadence. So there's little dots on each of these, and this just means that each of these fields is changeable. So if I click on the watts, for example, it now switches to % of FTP. So rather than being the actual watts, it's saying I'm trying to hit 45% of my FTP, and this is 44% is my target, right? So you can change that back and forth. Another thing you can do is you can click on these, and you can reverse the order. So you can change it to going up rather than going down. The same here, up versus down. If you click on RPM, it will actually just that's like a shortcut to adding devices. And if you click on BPM, it will switch to average interval watts. So this is one of these segments is called an interval, and it will show you the average that you've done for that entire interval. When you're using a power meter along with your training device, you can have power match, and so there can be a difference between what you actually are doing. In non-ERG mode or dumb trainers, you're trying to target an average number of watts. And also when you're in slope mode, you may be trying to target a specific number of watts, but slope mode, you have to control the power via your cadence and your gear, and also you can press the plus down here to increase intensity, but I can't show you that because I can't switch modes at the moment. I can show you that if you click plus it does increase. So that's your average watts. And then you can see up here in the top corner, you've got the count of number of connected devices. I've got no connected. And here's a shortcut to getting to your settings. If you want to add a device or you want to change something while you're riding, you can actually change everything while you're riding. So that's the overview of the workout. It will auto pause, as I said. If you have a power meter and you stop pedaling, it will auto pause. But you can also manual pause and manual start. And you can stop a workout early. So if you just hit stop button, normally it would pop up with a pop-up, do you want to save this workout? Because this is test mode, it's not asking you if you want to do that. So then when I stop the workout, it actually goes back to what we call the warm-up or a quick start. So this is just a simple workout. So we'll go ahead and select that workout again. Let's just say or a different workout, whatever. Yeah, we'll take this workout. So I'll go ahead and start again and show you some of the other features here, which is, for example, we have this forward button. So over right here, you've got a forward button, and when you click on it, it skips to the end of your interval. So if you want to shorten an interval at any point in time, you can just skip forward, when you're done with that interval. The other thing you can do is you can extend an interval. So over here on plus 10 seconds, right now, we've got 46 seconds remaining. If I click on plus 10, now it's 42. I click on plus 10, now it's 51. I just added 10 seconds. If you hold this button down for a while, you get a pop-up and you can change that. So if I want to automatically extend 1 minute, now every time I click on 1 minute, or now every time I click on extend it, it will extend it by 1 minute. And so I can click on it, 4:30, went to 5:30. So then I can go ahead and skip. I can skip again. The other thing you can see is every time there's an interval change, you can see the screen flash. You can also turn up the volume on your phone and you can hear a little beep right before the interval changes, either going up or going down. Right here you also see what is my next interval? So my next interval is 2 minutes at 114 watts. So that's this little section right here. If I'm adding new devices, and if I don't have a smart trainer, and maybe I have a speed and cadence sensor, for example, you can go ahead and select your speed sensor. And when you select your speed sensor, you get an option for virtual power. So you can configure your power curve. And so let's just say for one specific device, if you're going 30 kilometers per hour, you can translate that into watts. So each device has a power curve, and so let's just say 30 kilometers per hour on your device might be, let's just say, 150 watts or something. So we also support virtual power. So now I'll go ahead and show you all the different setting options. So you've got power smoothing. That will smooth that little line, so the little white line that's going there. Let's go back to my training. This white line, you can see the white line and the red line are right over the top of each other. This is not normal, this is just test mode, but the white line is the power line and the red line is the heart rate line. Yours won't look like that. Your heart rate won't jump like that and follow the power line perfectly. But that white line, some trainers have a very, let's say, bouncy white line or a very jagged white line, and so this power smoothing smooths out that line. We also have here power match. If you have a trainer and a separate power meter, and the power meter is showing different values, which it always does, shows different values than your smart trainer, let's say, you can turn on power match and it will match the power it will increase or decrease your target or your actual what's sent to the trainer. And so it will try to match the power of your trainer to your power meter. And this doesn't work real good for short intervals, but works good for more sustained efforts. You also have a dark theme and a light theme. We do support different sports. There's a device called Swim ERG by Vasa that we support. We also support rowing from Concept 2, but I won't go into those here. You can change the device language. We have different languages here. And then in other options, we have a lot of options. So auto extend cooldown, this first one, will basically, when you get to the end of your workout, it'll take the very last segment that you have or the very last interval, and it will just keep extending it over and over again. It'll add 5 minutes. When you get close to the end, it'll add 5 minutes, add 5 minutes, add 5 minutes, so that you can just keep going. If you don't want to end, if you don't feel like ending right at the end, it will just keep going. And I think it's a nice option, and then you can manually stop whenever you want. Double single-sided power. Some people have dual power meters, and the power meter, we only read one of them, and so one of them might report half as much power. And so if you're seeing half as much power as you should be, you can double your power meter. Start on training tab really is start on quick start. I'll explain what that is in general, or actually I'll explain it now. Let's go ahead and turn that on and that off. So start on quick start. So down here, we'll go ahead and stop this workout and we'll go here. So start on quick start or start on training tab means here. And so what happens is every time you open the app, it just starts here, which starts with a warm up. And so one of the cool features that we have is if you are training and you start your workout, you can actually just start pedaling, and then you say, oh, I don't know what I want to do today. I want to find something. Then you can go around and search your library or And you can go ahead, and once you find what you want, you can click Ride Now, and what it will do is it will allow you to merge your workouts. So the one that you already started, the warm-up that you started, so you can just immediately hop on the bike, start pedaling, start recording, then search around and look for what you want to do. So then you click Merge Workouts, and then it would have merged the previous workout with this new workout, and you just keep going. So you don't lose that warm-up, and you don't have, like, let's say in Strava, you don't have like a start, a warm-up, a separate workout, and a separate cool-down, or whatever. So that's what that option, so auto start, so this, yeah, so the start on training tab, or start on, it should say start on quick search, will do that. Disable auto start stop. So if you don't like auto start and stop and you want to manually start and stop, you know, so that even, and when you stop pedaling, it just keeps going, right? So it records 0 for a period of time. You might, for example, want a 60-minute workout, and in the middle of it, you're doing some strength training or some other kind of training. You're hopping on something else, but you want to actually record the whole time. Then you just turn off this. And then vibration, just basically when you tap on buttons, it gives you a little vibration to just help you know that you clicked. We've got HR mode, and when you're in heart rate mode, basically it kind of it shifts the priority. So let me show you here, heart rate mode. When you're in heart rate mode, now you see right here, now you see your current BPM, or your beats per minute, or your heart rate, and over here you actually see your target heart rate. So it doesn't change the device much, and it doesn't change how things work. It does show you your heart rate here. So my threshold heart rate is 140, and so it's just a change in focus. The way the device actually works is all pretty much the same. It's just a different kind of view on things. So, okay, that's heart rate mode. And show power zones. So power zones is here. So we've got these little lines. This is showing that my target is actually zone 1. Zone 1, the color is gray. And this line moves across to show that it's a little bit, 88 is a little bit towards the upper end of zone 1. It's mostly in the middle, but it's the upper end of zone 1. And then the target shows you how close you are on to target. So this little indicator, it says that green, yes, I'm in zone 1. Right now it's 0 watts, so 0, we use zone 1 as from 0 to, I don't know what the percentage is, but like 0 to 65% or 55%. 0 to 55% is zone 1. So it says I'm in zone 1 because I'm at 0. Maybe that's not completely accurate, but it says I'm at the very bottom of zone, of accuracy. So if I want to target this really precisely, or target the middle of the zone really precisely, then I want that arrow in the middle, and this arrow turns red, or this little line turns red if I'm not on target. So there you can see I'm in a zone 2 target. My watts, I'm in the upper end of zone 2. So anyway, that's how the zones work. We're probably going to simplify this in the future. So here we've got, when you're clicking on these plus buttons, when you're clicking on this screen, you've got down here plus. This is jumping up by 10%. So if you go to other options, it's moving up and down 10% every time in ERG mode. Slope mode, for example, you move up, I'm moving up and down 1%. Resistance mode is I'm moving up and down 3%. So slope generally on most trainers goes from like 0 to 25%. Resistance mode is always 0 to 100%. So 100% of the trainer's maximum resistance. So let's just say you have a Wahoo or a Neo, your maximum wattage is like 2200 watts. So, so it would be in maximum resistance if you were trying to do that. So you don't want to necessarily be, you don't ever want to get to 100%, especially on the hard trainers. Now I'll go ahead actually and just upgrade. I'll switch to my personal account that is already upgraded. So I'll show you real quickly here. We've got our website here. If you go to, first of all, if you register in the app and then you come to the website, you just log in with that account. So I'll go ahead and do that. The best way to upgrade is to upgrade on our site. It gives us more options as to flexibility as to how to change things. It gives you a better price. So if you click here, upgrade now, I'm already upgraded, but let's just see. It gives me the different options. I can upgrade. Oh, I can switch to $3.99 a month. I can switch to this. So we go ahead and upgrade. Once we upgrade, it will end up taking us to here. And at that point in time, I can come here and I can press this little refresh button at the top. And once I refresh, then I'll be upgraded in the app, and I can see my changes. And now when you're here, you now have different options across here, as well as rather than only the free workouts here, you actually have all your lists. And let me explain how that works. So, or if you're in the website and you want to add a workout to the app, the best way to add workouts to the app, I believe, is to come to the website. Now, you don't have to do it here. You can actually click on this little search icon up here, and you can search whatever you want. Ramp. Oops. Ramp. So I can search. It'll show you what's in your library first, and then it'll show you all of the different workouts. And you can click on one of these if you want, and you can, down here at the bottom, down here where it says added, actually this is already in my library. Normally you can just add this to your library to have it available, or you can just write it. So now you've got 30,000 workouts you can use in the app once you've upgraded, 30,000 public workouts. And you can use all your own private workouts as well. So this is kind of two different modes when you're in the upgraded. This is switch to list mode is what this button means, or switch to search mode. So you can either see search mode or list mode. The list mode is my lists. So when you come down and you go to grab a workout, you can say add to favorites. You can add it to one of your favorites, or you can add it to a new list, and you can create as many lists as you want, and then you can have those lists available in the app. So in the app, you've got this drop down here, and it shows you all of your lists, the same list that I'm seeing on this page. And so you also can have a shortcut to your lists. So these little ones here are shortcuts to my lists. And you can manage those. So let's just say I add this to a new list. And I say add to new list, and well, let's call it blah. We'll make it short and easy. So I click blah. So I just added that to blah. And now when I go to my workouts, most of you will not see all these options. Let me turn off swimming and row ERG. So now when I come in here to my lists, I can search blah. I can look at blah. Here's that workout that I added to the list blah. If I want blah to show up here at the top, I can click on my lists, and I can add blah. I have to enter a short name, so edit. All right, so now I added a short name. I click on show in app, and I click save. Now blah is going to show up in the app. So as I refresh here, now you can see I've got blah here as one of my favorites, or as one of my kind of shortcuts to my lists. Okay, so that's how kind of list management works. You can also, we've got like the easiest workout creator. And so what you can do is you can create your own workouts here and save them, and you can assign them to lists. And this is just 10 minutes at 50% of my FTP, 20 minutes at 80%, 10 minutes at 50%. We've got a lot of workout options and how you can do this. Sets and reps is one of the interesting ones. If I want to create a workout, you know, with 5 reps with 1 minute each at 80% and then 1 minute each at 50%, you can see I just created a workout with these intervals, with five repeating intervals real quickly. You also can enter cadence targets and slope targets and all kinds of stuff. Again, I'll create a separate workouts. And then I can save that, and as I said, you can assign it to a list. You can make it private or public. You can even upload a GPX, TCX, or FIT file that's a completed activity, and it will automatically convert that into a power-based training effort. And you also can upload ZWO, ERC, or MRC files. So I create workouts, I add it to my list. So you can also see now that I have in the app, I've got my workouts. I can see the history of those workouts. I can share that workout that I can, you know, if I want to upload it from here to Garmin. One difference is that when you share from here, we don't include speed and distance. And if you come to here, my activities here, if you come to my activities here and you go to it and you click share here, these do include speed and distance. So one of the interesting things about our app, or one of the special features, let's say, is that we do speed and distance based on using your weight. So if you enter your weight here in kilograms or in pounds and your bike weight, we create the speed and distance from the power, which is a more accurate way of doing speed and distance. The big thing is we don't know how you ride. You might ride in a super aero position. You might ride, you know, sitting straight up. You might be drafting off people a lot of times. And so this drag coefficient allows you to determine how you typically ride. If you're more aero, you know, you might want to go 0.5, and if you wanted to go more, you know, if your speeds end up looking too slow or too fast, you know, in Strava or on Garmin or wherever, then it's better to then you can adjust this to match more closely to what you want. Indoor riding and speed and distance, you know, it's always virtual, so there's no such thing as accurate for speed and distance indoors. So something else that's most people want to do here is in apps and devices, you can connect to Strava, put a map on the Strava. So if you put climbs, for example, you know, these are really intense climbs, and so you know, you won't go very fast. You'll go 10 kilometers per hour, 5 kilometers per hour. You'll go very slow depending on the amount of power that you're generating and the weight that you weigh. If you don't want to go really slow, but it'll put you on some interesting climbs around the world. If you just do interesting places, that's actually very flat routes. You know, Miami Beach, you know, other islands. It'll put you on interesting places. It'll just put a virtual map on Strava for you there. You can also share 2 training peaks. So you can share your, you can share your completed activities. We'll go there. But you also can send workouts from our platform there. So I'll go into that a little bit later because I'm mostly focused on how you use the app directly. One thing you can do is if you are using Training Peaks or Garmin, or Training Peaks or Intervals ICU, you can actually say in mobile app, and what it will do is it will pull your calendar from Training Peaks and show it inside of our app. And so when you're in our app, let's go back here, you have this plan tab. So this plan tab gives you lots of different options of where the plan comes from. So like I said, if I turn it on here, then my plan is going to come from Training Peaks. If I turn it on here, then it's going to come from Intervals ICU. I also can go to Search Plans, and I can find a plan. I can basically, let's just say VO2 Max Booster. I can copy it to my plans, and you can leave the days as designed. This is 7 days a week. I wouldn't recommend 7 days a week, but if it was just for 2 weeks, a booster, it might be okay. But you can actually convert this plan to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday plan if you want. I can copy it to my plan. And now I have a copy of that that's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and I can edit that plan, and I can say in mobile app. So I'll go ahead and just do that. I'll say in mobile app, done. So now I'll come back here and I'll hit refresh. Now I can see that I have this plan in the app. What it says here is day 1, day 2, day 3. So when you're using my plans, in my plans, we don't have the concept of dates. This is just a sequence of workouts. If you have a very dynamic schedule, you don't know exactly what days you're going to train on. You're not even sure how many days a week you're going to train on. This is a very good option, right? You can just have once you complete one workout, you move to the next, you move to the next, you move to the next. Right? So that's the concept of my plans. But you also can click on send, and you can send it to your calendar. So we also have a calendar feature here. I'm not going to send this to my plan. And I can send a specific number of weeks. I can send weeks 2 and 3. I can send whatever, but I'm not going to send it there. I'm going to go ahead and go to my calendar. And I've got a calendar here. And so the calendar is all about doing things on specific days. Let's just say, here I'm doing, a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday schedule. Now, we do have some unique features. You can, for example, insert a week. Let's just say if you needed to take a week off and you're not ready to do this week, you can say insert a week above. Right? And now I've taken this, I'm going to take this week because I'm sick, right? Or I'm going to take this, week off. Or I took this week off because I was sick. Or I can, let's say, delete this week. And I delete this week and I get that week back. So if I want to manage things on specific days and then move them around, then a calendar is obviously a great option. And then I can basically turn on in mobile app. And then if I come back and refresh again in the app, now I see dates. I see September 7th, I've got Goomba 255. I see today, I've got SFR number 6. Right? So now I see specific dates tied to my plan. And the same is true as if you're using the Training Peaks or Intervals workout of the day. You'll see specific dates that you're supposed to do something because those are calendar based. So those are all the options for basically training with training plans, using any of our 30,000 workouts, whether you add them to your favorite lists or whether you search in the app or whether you search on our website. When you're searching on our website, you've got a lot of options. You can search by minutes between, stress between, intensity between, you can sort by date, you can sort by popularity. You can see that this is the most popular workout on our platform. You might want to search for let's say, what's the most popular VO2 max? So zone VO2 max, that's the most popular VO2 max. This is the second most popular VO2 max. And so you can find things there, then you add them to your libraries. We do have Coach Jack here. I'm going to do a separate video that talks about all the features of the website. What I showed you in this video was the features that were related to the app and how you use the website to use the app and enhance your app experience. The next one will go into great detail of the website and all of the different features in the website. Oh, I forgot one more feature. Now that I'm upgraded, I have other options. I have a new option here, which is view workout in real time. So if I click on that and I turn it on, I can click here and I can share this URL. You can see the URL is watch.trainerday/57. So I can also just type that in here, or I can, this little live button, if I click on live, it actually lets me go there as well. So I'll go there. So now what you see here is you actually see your workout from the app being broadcast to a web page on whatever device you want, whatever device, let's say a PC, a Mac, a tablet. You can transmit the data from here to here. You could even have your coach watch you. You could share it with a friend and you could train it together and see where you guys are both at together. The other thing you can do, so you can shorten this up fairly small. You can put it at the bottom of your screen and then you could watch a video on the top. If your video happens to be in YouTube, you can actually just click on here and you can watch a YouTube video and see it inside of here and go ahead and start it. So then you see YouTube videos here. This is a new feature and we just launched it, and so there's going to be a lot more, we're going to keep enhancing this feature, but you can see this broadcast feature that is part of the paid upgrade. And that's it. Thank you very much.